Audiobook Summary: The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins and Sawyer Robbins. The Let Them theory starts with a powerful idea: what if we stopped trying to control others and instead focused on our own peace and growth? In the introduction, Mel and Sawyer Robbins explain the simple yet life-changing concept of let them. It encourages us to let people be who they are, even if their actions don't match our expectations. By doing this, we gain emotional freedom, reduce stress, and learn to live more calmly. The audiobook is filled with relatable examples and kind advice that helps listeners apply this mindset to everyday life. It's not about giving up, it's about letting go of things we can't control so we can focus on becoming our best selves. Isn't it a relief to know we don't have to fix everything? This empowering tool will inspire you to lead a happier and more peaceful life. The Let Them and Let Me framework from the Let Them theory. Have you ever felt frustrated trying to change how others act or think? In the Let Them theory, Mel Robbins introduces a powerful idea called the Let Them and Let Me framework, something so simple yet deeply freeing. This part of the audiobook gently explains how we can find peace by letting people be who they are. Let them means allowing others to make their own choices, even if those choices are different from what we would prefer. It doesn't mean we agree with everything they do, but we stop trying to control it. After all, can we really change someone else's mind or behavior? Not always, and that's okay. On the other side, Let Me is about turning our focus inward. What can I do? How can I respond in a way that feels healthy and kind to myself? This balance between Let Them and Let Me helps create a calm space where we no longer carry the heavy load of trying to fix or please everyone around us. Mel Robbins explains everything in a warm, clear voice, with real-life stories that make the ideas easy to connect with. You might find yourself thinking, why didn't I try this sooner? This chapter is not about letting go of care or love, it's about creating better boundaries and trusting that people will show you who they are. And when they do, you get to choose how to respond. What would happen if you stopped chasing others for approval and started showing up for yourself with kindness? Could this small shift in thinking change the way you live, love, and feel every day? Listening to this part of the audiobook feels like a breath of fresh air. It's simple, strong, and surprisingly life-changing. Managing stress and emotional triggers from the Let Them theory. Do you sometimes feel overwhelmed by stress or emotional ups and downs? In this comforting chapter of the Let Them theory, Mel Robbins gently guides us through how we can manage our emotions by learning to let go, especially of the need to control other people. The chapter explains that a big reason we feel stressed or emotionally triggered is because we often expect others to behave a certain way. But what if we gave ourselves permission to let them act how they choose, and stop carrying the emotional weight of their actions? By practicing this simple idea, we learn that we don't need to react to everything. If someone is late, unkind, or disagrees with us, what if we just let them, and focused instead on how we want to feel and respond? Can you imagine how much lighter life might feel? Mel also reminds us that emotional triggers are natural. We are human, and it's okay to feel upset sometimes. But she shows us how taking a pause, breathing, and choosing a calm reaction can actually make us stronger, not weaker. Isn't that a beautiful thought? This chapter feels like a gentle conversation with a wise friend. It teaches that peace doesn't come from changing others, it comes from changing how we see and respond to them. And in doing so, our stress begins to fade. What if you could stop overthinking what others are doing and start focusing on your own joy and peace? What if small shifts in thought could lead to big emotional relief? With kindness and clarity, this part of the audiobook offers helpful tools and real-life stories that will leave you feeling more balanced, more relaxed, and more in control of your own happiness. Handling others' opinions and emotional immaturity. Have you ever felt hurt or discouraged by someone's opinion of you? Or found yourself frustrated with someone who just doesn't seem emotionally mature? In this powerful and thoughtful chapter, Mel Robbins shares practical and kind strategies for dealing with both, without losing your peace. The chapter gently encourages us to understand that everyone sees the world differently, and not all opinions are meant to define us. Isn't it freeing to know that someone else's opinion doesn't have to shape your day or your worth? Mel invites us to listen with curiosity, but not take everything to heart. After all, you know yourself best, so why give away your confidence to someone else's passing thoughts? When it comes to emotional immaturity, Mel reminds us that some people may not know how to express themselves in a healthy or respectful way. But rather than reacting with frustration, what if we simply let them be who they are and focus on keeping our own emotions balanced and calm? One of the most helpful parts of this chapter is the focus on healthy boundaries. Mel explains how we can say no without guilt, protect our energy, and stay true to what feels right for us. Isn't it nice to think you can be kind and still protect your peace? This chapter doesn't ask you to ignore people, it teaches you how to respond with grace and strength. It gives you tools to stay calm in difficult conversations and reminds you that emotional maturity starts with your own choices. So, the next time you feel judged or tested by someone else's behavior, take a breath, pause, and ask yourself, what do I want to feel right now? Could it be peace, kindness, and self-respect? This chapter shows you how. Decision-making, trusting yourself. Have you ever second-guessed a decision, wondering if you made the right choice? This inspiring chapter by Mel Robbins gently encourages you to trust your inner voice and believe in your ability to choose what's best for you. Mel reminds us that decision-making doesn't have to feel scary or overwhelming. Instead of overthinking or looking for approval from others, what if you paused and asked yourself, does this feel right for me? Isn't that a powerful way to make choices with confidence and peace? In this chapter, you'll learn how to stop doubting yourself and start tuning into your values, those deep beliefs that guide your actions and make you feel proud of who you are. When your decisions match your values, life feels more meaningful and true to you. Don't we all deserve to live in a way that feels honest and fulfilling? Mel also shares how to quiet the noise of outside opinions and the fear of making mistakes. She gently encourages you to believe that even if something doesn't go perfectly, you're still learning, growing, and moving forward. Isn't that a kinder way to look at life? One of the most uplifting messages in this chapter is that you already have the answers inside you. You just need to slow down, trust yourself, and take one step at a time. So, the next time you're facing a big or small choice, take a deep breath and remind yourself, I know what matters to me. I trust myself to choose. This chapter doesn't just teach decision-making, it helps you feel proud of who you are and confident in where you're going. Isn't that a beautiful feeling? Relationships and boundaries, letting people be who they are. Have you ever felt tired trying to change others or worried when someone doesn't act the way you hoped? In this heartwarming chapter, Mel Robbins teaches us a powerful truth: what if we simply let people be who they are? Doesn't that sound freeing? This part of the book gently explains how much peace we can find by setting healthy boundaries and letting go of the need to fix or control others. Mel reminds us that everyone has their own journey, thoughts, and emotions. And when we allow others to be themselves, we also give ourselves the space to grow in peace. Isn't that a beautiful way to build trust and love? The chapter shares simple ways to create personal boundaries, not to push people away, but to protect your energy and stay true to your values. Boundaries are not walls, they are gentle reminders of how you wish to be treated. Wouldn't it be nice if all relationships could feel this respectful and kind? Mel encourages us to stop expecting others to act a certain way to make us happy. Instead, we can focus on how we respond, how we care for ourselves, and how we allow love to flow naturally, without pressure or control. Doesn't that sound more joyful? One of the most comforting lessons in this chapter is this: you don't need to change anyone to feel okay. You can accept others, set clear boundaries, and still have deep, loving connections. By letting people be who they are, you'll discover a new level of peace, strength, and freedom in your relationships. And that's something worth celebrating, right? The difference between supporting and rescuing. Have you ever felt like you're always stepping in to fix someone else's problems? Or maybe you often feel responsible for others' happiness. In this thoughtful chapter, Mel Robbins helps us gently understand the difference between truly supporting someone and trying to rescue them. Isn't it kind of freeing to think you don't have to carry everyone's load? Mel shows that offering support means being present, listening with care, and encouraging others to grow in their own way. It's like being a steady hand beside them, not pulling them through life. Doesn't that sound like a healthier and more balanced way to care? On the other hand, rescuing often comes from a place of fear or guilt. We may jump in to fix things because we don't want to see someone struggle. But when we do that, we may take away their chance to learn and grow. Have you ever thought that your desire to help might actually hold someone back? This chapter reassures us that it's okay to step back and let others take responsibility for their own actions. Mel encourages us to ask, am I helping because they need me, or because I need to feel needed? Isn't that a powerful question? By understanding this difference, we can create stronger, healthier relationships, ones that are built on trust, respect, and mutual growth. You don't have to rescue someone to be kind. You can simply be there, lovingly and calmly, without trying to control the outcome. Letting go of the urge to rescue doesn't make you uncaring, it makes you wise. And in that space, both you and the people you love can become stronger, more confident, and more connected. Isn't that what love is truly about? Self-worth, owning your energy and attention. Have you ever given so much of your time and energy to others that you forgot to care for yourself? In this powerful chapter, Mel Robbins gently reminds us how important it is to protect our energy and honor our own needs. Isn't it amazing to think that your attention is one of your most valuable gifts? Mel explains that self-worth isn't about being perfect or trying to please everyone. It's about realizing that your thoughts, time, and feelings matter. When you begin to choose where your energy goes, don't you feel stronger and more in control? This chapter invites us to ask a simple but life-changing question: is this helping me grow or draining me? If something is constantly pulling you away from your peace or purpose, maybe it's okay to lovingly step back. Doesn't that feel like a kind way to care for yourself? Mel encourages us to stop over-explaining ourselves or chasing approval. Instead, she teaches that by respecting our own boundaries, we teach others how to treat us. Isn't it empowering to know that your attention sets the tone for your life? Through heartfelt stories and easy-to-follow guidance, this chapter helps you reconnect with what truly matters. Whether it's taking time to rest, saying no without guilt, or following your dreams, you are allowed to choose yourself. Isn't that a beautiful thought? In the end, owning your energy and attention is not about being selfish, it's about being healthy, balanced, and grounded in self-love. And when you treat yourself with kindness and respect, everything around you starts to shift in a more positive direction. Aren't you worth that kind of care? Conclusion: the power of letting go. In the final chapter of the Let Them theory, Mel Robbins and Sawyer Robbins guide us toward a profound sense of peace by teaching the power of letting go. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by trying to control everything around you? What if you could just release that burden and focus on what truly matters to you? The chapter highlights how letting go isn't about giving up, but rather about creating space for growth and peace. By accepting that we can't control others, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress. Isn't it refreshing to think that we don't need to change anyone to feel at peace? Mel gently reminds us that peace comes from within. It's not about fixing or rescuing others, but about setting boundaries that protect our energy and emotional well-being. Doesn't it feel empowering to know that you can choose where to focus your energy? This chapter invites us to reflect on the importance of self-care. How often do we forget to prioritize our own needs? By shifting our focus inward and letting go of the need to control or fix others, we can cultivate a healthier and more balanced life. Isn't that the kind of life you deserve? Through warm, relatable examples and practical advice, the power of letting go encourages us to release the need for perfection and embrace self-compassion. By doing so, we open ourselves up to greater happiness and fulfillment. Could this simple change in mindset make a world of difference in your life? In the end, letting go is a gift to yourself and those around you. As you embrace this mindset, you'll find that life flows more smoothly and joyfully. What would happen if you allowed yourself to let go today?